and welcome back to my channel for 3 out of 3 on the How to Count Your Macros series. Today we're going to be talking about how to become a pro with tracking your macros. We're going to make recipes, talk to you about how to go out and eat and track your macros, getting creative, and making your own meal plan for the week. So making a meal plan can be a bit of a daunting task. What I like to do is I like to make my meal plan for the week on Sundays, and then I might switch it up on Wednesdays or so, and then I repeat the process on Sundays and Wednesdays and so forth. So the beautiful thing about counting macros is you can change things up spur of the moment. You can change things up as often as you want. You don't have to stick to one specific meal plan, and you have total freedom with your food. This also helps if you like to prep your food. You can go grocery shopping on the weekend, prep everything on Sunday, and then you know that you have everything set for the week. So making a meal plan. So like I said in the last one, by now you should have 5 full days that you've tracked, you've inputted your macros into MyFitnessPal, and you know about where you are. If you haven't watched the other videos, I highly recommend that you go down below, watch number 1, number 2, and then finally come back here to finish it off. So you have a good understanding about what macros are, how to start tracking, and then finally come back here to become a pro at it. And I linked them all down below for you. So making a meal plan. Now that you know what you generally eat in the day, however many calories you have for the week, you have to figure out what your goals are. Are you going to lose weight? Do you want to gain weight? Do you want to maintain what you are? So for this example, let's say you want to maintain where you are. You just want to maybe redistribute your macros so that you have more protein for metabolism, a little less fat because your body doesn't seem to respond very well to them, and that's something you found through tracking. And maybe maintain where your carbs are. So as an example, let's say you get 150 carbs, 100 protein, and like 70 fat. So first what you're gonna do is you're gonna open MyFitnessPal and you're gonna go to your breakfast. And what I like to do is I like to start with my favorite thing of the day, and I make everything else fit around it. So I'm gonna go down to dinner and add the pizza that I always eat. So we're gonna add all of that. All right, and that's the first thing in there, so I know that I have plenty of room for it. A lot of the problem that people have with counting macros that they don't like is that they spend all of their macros like before lunch, and this usually happens this way, all they have after lunch is just protein, and so they're like, oh well, I have to eat like 200 grams of chicken to get this evened out, and they give up because they don't like it. So if you add something that you know you want to eat that day in first, you can add everything else around it and you know that you have room for it, and you also have something to look forward to. All right, I have my dinner in there, and now let's go down to breakfast. And what I like to eat for breakfast is usually 2 eggs and 2 slices of turkey bacon. So I'm gonna add that in. 2 eggs. And 2 slices of turkey bacon. All right, so let's just check and see where we are. Because of the higher carb at dinner and the mostly protein at breakfast, I'm probably off to a good start. So we're gonna hit more and nutrition right now, not today, and nutrition, and then here we are. We have 35 protein, 38 carbs, and 29 fat already, and that's probably because eggs have a decent amount of fat in them, as well as the cheese and the naan near the end of my day. So okay, we're getting kind of up there with the fats. So then you want to start adding in more green vegetables and probably some more protein so that you can get up to the numbers that you want to. So let's start by adding, for lunch we're gonna have some broccoli. That's my favorite, and it's super easy. You can steam it, grill it, or roast it, and so you can get a good amount of broccoli in several different ways. So for 85 grams, which is the normal serving size for the steamable broccoli that I usually use, it's 4 carbs and no fat or protein. So okay, that's a good amount, that's 1 cup. And let's say we have some grilled chicken that you cooked over the weekend at a family party or something, and you want to add that in too. So we'll type in grilled chicken. And 4 ounces seems like a good amount. That way we'll get 22 protein. It's only 2 fat and 1 carb. So okay, great, little check mark. Add that. Let's check where we are now. So we're at 58 protein, 43 carbs, and 31 fat. So we do need more protein, more carbohydrates, and a little bit more fat too. So we're gonna go back to diary. So broccoli, chicken, maybe we'll add some jasmine rice in there because I do love jasmine rice. 100 grams is a little too much for me right now. So let's do 2/3 of that, and we'll have about 66 grams of jasmine rice. So once you change the serving size, underneath on the main page right here, it will show you how much it is. So right there it's 66.7 grams that we're having, 4 ounces of chicken and 81 grams of steamable broccoli. So we have breakfast, our lunch, and dinner made. But I don't know if you're like me where you like to snack on things throughout the day. I like to eat every 2.5 hours or so. So let's add a snack. Now, something I really like to have is a level 1 protein shake. So we'll do ice cream sandwich today. 5 carbs, 2.5 fat, and 23 protein. Okay, and I like to mix mine with almond milk. I always use unsweetened though, so that I can save the carbs for other things. So we're gonna search for unsweetened, and it's already in my frequently used ones. So we're gonna do 1 cup, and there we go. So we still have about 15 grams of protein left to go. About 75 more carbohydrates and 35 more fats. So let's go back and add some more stuff. So to our protein shake here for our first snack, maybe let's add some peanut butter to it so that we can get our fats up a little bit. Peanut butter, maybe not 2 tablespoons. All right, so here's a good example. So a serving size of the peanut butter is 2 tablespoons, as you can see on the back of a peanut butter jar. Number of servings, 1. So that means not that you're getting 1 tablespoon, you're having both tablespoons. So if you want only 1 tablespoon, you'll change the serving size to a half. So you're only getting half of the serving size, so 1 tablespoon. So we're gonna throw 1 tablespoon of peanut butter in our protein shake. That added 3 carbs, 3.5 protein, and 8 grams of fat. Now let's get some more green vegetables in there. I like to put spinach in my shakes sometimes. And spinach is really nothing. A lot of green vegetables don't have a lot of carbs or fat or protein. It's mostly carbs, but they don't have a lot of any of them in there. So you can add them in bulk, and it adds volume and helps you to eat. Once you get lower calorie, lower carbs, you can eat more, still get full, but not actually sacrificing a bunch of your carbs. So we're gonna add some spinach to our shake. And something that really helps to bulk up protein shakes if you drink them a lot, or if you don't have time to bring a full meal and you need to drink a protein shake, is frozen fruit. I personally love mangoes, but it might not be the best in this with peanut butter. So let's add a banana. 1 medium size. And as you can see, it says 126 grams. If your banana, with your food scale, if you see that your banana is more or less, you can adjust that with the number of servings. So maybe your banana is only 100 grams. That's about 4/5 of the banana that this is showing you. So we'll estimate it about there. You'll hit okay, and then, so sometimes it's not always exact. If you're not prepping for a show, then it doesn't matter as much to not be exactly on your macros, but it is still good to be as close as you can. So about 3/4 of this, so taking away about 30 grams, that's gonna give you what we have here, and it's a good estimate of what the banana will be. So now let's go back and check again. So we have 90 protein, 99 carbohydrates, and 45 fat. So we still need some more fat, need about 50 more grams of carbs, and only 10 more grams of protein. So we still have some room to go. So let's say we have a sweet tooth today. We want to add an Oreo in there. So Oreo, of course it's in my recents. Yes, at one point I did have 11 on my high carb day. So we're gonna take that down. A serving size is 3 cookies, as you can see here. So let's say we have 1 serving of Oreos. So it's 3 cookies, 25 grams of carbs, 7 grams of fat, and 1 gram of protein. And enter. Just double checking again, now we have 91 protein, 124 carbs, and 52 fat. So we're getting kind of close, and this is what's called, some people at the end of the day, they'll have a macro cap, where they just make something, maybe a smoothie bowl, maybe a protein shake, to get their last little cap of how much they need to eat for the day, and they'll just come up with something creative or interesting or a bunch of random things to cap off their macros for the day. So here's a good example if you want to get a little more exact. I opened up my chicken because I need a little bit more protein to cap off my day. So instead of serving size 4 ounces, I'm gonna go tap that, serving size 4 ounces. I'm gonna go in and enter that as 113 grams. And you can see it changed how much protein is in there, because right before it had 4 ounces as the serving size and I had 1 serving in there. Now it's 113 as the serving size and I have 1 in, so it's a little bit different. But we're gonna see where we are. with that little change, and now we're at 102 protein, 144 carbs, and 69 fat. So we're very close to on point. I need a little bit more carbs. I'm just going through here, trying to figure out where to find that. Maybe we'll add a little bit more banana. Maybe we have a slightly larger banana. All right, and now we double check. We're at 102 protein, 151 fat, and 151 carbs, and 69 fats. So we have just hit our macros almost exactly. This is about as close as you can be. At least on my current meal plan, I can be within a few of each of the macronutrients. So, you know, it's because it can be very difficult to get exactly on point, especially when you're weighing things. If you're off by a tiny little bit and you can't either, you know, put it back in the container or however it is, you can't put any back. If you're a couple grams over, it is gonna knock your macros off a little tiny bit, but it doesn't matter that much as long as your overall is within a few of what your totals are. Now we have our meal plan. We go back here, so we're gonna have some turkey bacon for breakfast, blueberry waffles. I added 1 Vans waffle, and 3 eggs so that I could get my fat up. Then we're gonna have ice cream sandwich with vanilla almond milk, some spinach, 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. I did change that as well because my fat was just kind of low, as well as if you click on it, it'll tell you how much is coming from there. So my fat was kind of low, my carbs and protein were a little bit off, so I added another tablespoon of peanut butter. Changed how much the banana was. I gave a little bit more banana in my protein shake. We have some 85 grams of steamed broccoli, 66.7 grams of jasmine rice, and remember we changed it from ounces to grams, so now the chicken is 113 grams. 3 Oreos for a little bit of a sweet snack, and then our turkey pepperoni non-pizza for dinner. So I didn't put a bedtime meal in there. Sometimes I don't. If I can get all my macronutrients throughout the day, then I don't usually have a meal after my pizza. So we're gonna stick with that. Maybe, you know, after lunch, maybe I don't eat the snack right away. Maybe I go to the gym, come back, have dinner, and later in the evening, I do have my 3 Oreos. So that's an easy way to make a meal plan, and then this is something you could prep ahead of time. So you can cook all of the chicken, all the broccoli, all that stuff the weekend before or the Sunday before the week and have it all prepared for you. Same thing with the jasmine rice. So it just makes it a little bit easier, and then you can just pull from it to create your meals throughout the week so that you're not having to constantly be cooking things and adding them, and it's taking up a lot of time then. So that's an easy 3 or 4 day meal plan. If you wanted to, you could even use this meal plan for the entire week. But that's just a way to kind of take some time at the beginning of your week to create a meal plan for it. You can go and grocery shop based off of your meal plan. You already know what you're eating. You already know that you have some sweet things in there. I have my pizza in there, so I know I'm gonna get that because I really want that. I have some Oreos in there so I can curb my sweet tooth. And that's what's really nice about macro counting, is you do have the flexibility to put fun things like that in there. So your meal plan, while you are eating, you know, a protein shake, chicken and broccoli and rice, you're also having fun things. So you don't feel like you are missing out on things, which can maybe lead to binging or overeating or having sweets when you're not supposed to. So it's an easy way to just cut that off before it even happens, because you know you're getting things every single day. So now let's talk about eating out while tracking macros. So the great thing is a lot of restaurants now have their macronutrients available on their website, or you can find them in MyFitnessPal. I know that I found like Texas Roadhouse rolls in there. I have all my Starbucks drinks in there as well. So you can find what you need on MyFitnessPal if you can't find it on their website, and that really makes it a lot easier to go out and eat. So for example, if you open your MyFitnessPal app and you just try putting in, one of my favorite things when I go out, and I know it's pretty lame, is a grilled chicken Caesar salad from Texas Roadhouse. And I use Texas Roadhouse as an example because we've gone out with my in-laws before, and to stay on track with my macros, I know that that's something I can devote some fat to during the day. It also has protein in it, which is good, and then the lettuce is not that much. It makes it easy to go out, and then you don't have to explain your funny eating habits to people. You're still ordering something. If you look it up in MyFitnessPal, you can add it to your day, and if you know that you're going out that evening or out for lunch with them, you can add it to it and then plan your day around. Kind of like I did with the pizza, where I added that first and then plan my day around it. If you know that that's something you want to be eating that day, putting it in makes it a lot easier to plan around it instead of going about your normal day and then trying to fit it in later. I've also added Red Robin Burning Love Burger, which is my favorite burger from there. So I've added that to my day before on a high carb day, and just plan the rest of my day around it because I know that that's something that I want in there. But now that you know the basics, you can kind of get creative with it. Something that's very easy to do is add in things that maybe you don't think you can have on a diet. I have made like Pillsbury cupcakes before. So there's an entire section for recipes, which makes it very easy. So let's go to add food and go to my recipes for the things that I already have inputted as recipes. So I've made a turkey breakfast quiche, a personal chocolate chip cookie, lasagna, black bean brownie, strawberry cheesecake pie, poblanos. I make stuffed poblanos sometimes. Winky cupcakes was for a friend's bachelorette party. I needed to know how many of these cupcakes I could eat. Peanut butter kiss cookie, chocolate donut, stuff like that. So for example, let's say, you know, it's around the holidays, you know, those peanut butter kiss cookies that everyone loves. You can just go in here. Let's start a new one. Create a recipe. Enter ingredients manually. So you'll name it, how many servings does it come in, and with the cupcakes you kind of already know what you're going to be making. I make mine a little bigger. I know the box usually says you can have like 24 cupcakes, but I usually get about 18. So I will title them like chocolate cupcakes, serves 18 people, and then you can type and paste. So let's say cupcakes, say 18 people. Go. So it's going to guess what you want to put in there. So I think it's about 2 eggs, if I remember correctly. I'm just doing this as an example. Number of servings, traditional chocolate cake mix. Number of servings, no, now it's 18. So they're going by slice, but we're making cupcakes. So 18 of those, and I have no idea how many ounces or how many grams there are for oil. I'm just gonna guess based on looking at this, that's probably about a tablespoon. Okay, so 16 grams. Add. So we have all that. Okay, great. If you want to add something else, let's say you want Pillsbury chocolate icing, chocolate fudge frosting, and you're gonna add about 2 tablespoons. Okay, great, to each cupcake. You have all of your ingredients right here. Okay, press next. And this is gonna tell you exactly how many macros are in each of those cupcakes that you're making. So each cupcake is about 300 calories, about 4 fat, 36 carbs, and about 3 grams of protein. So then you have the option to save and log it or just save it. Say yes, we want one of those cupcakes. So now it's like an entry and you can find it when you need it again. If you are going crazy and you're like, all right, I'm gonna have 3 of these cupcakes and spend 3/4 of my day in carbs on these 3 cupcakes because it's important to me, then you can go ahead and add those first. So that's an easy way to add a recipe. You can also add things that doesn't have to be pre-made. You can add things from like your mom's cookbook, things you find on Instagram. A really good resource for various and assorted fun macro-friendly recipes is The Flexible Dieting Lifestyle, which I will put his Instagram handle here. He has such interesting recipes. There are so many things that look so good. He does a lot of like protein Pop-Tarts, and it's just a great resource if you need extra information and any more help on what you could possibly eat and fit in your macros for the day. So I hope that helped. Like I said, if you have any questions at all, please leave them down below. I will answer everything that I get so that it can help you. If you really like this series and want to see more longer series like this, please go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment down below as well what you might want to see a series on as far as health and fitness goes. If this helped you, please also let me know. I know I mentioned in my other ones, I explain things the way that it makes sense to me, and sometimes it doesn't always make sense to other people. If you have any questions, please leave them below. And I hope this cleared up a little bit about how to track your macros, why it could be beneficial to you, and kind of how to get creative and fun with it. Flexible dieting is a great way to stay on track with your diet as well as having fun, feeling absolutely no restrictions, and kind of just living your life all while getting on track with your goals. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.